Happy New Year. Cheers to 2021. We're going to be doing a little energy work tonight, or we're going to get a blessing on the ending of this year, and it will help set the energy for 2021. And thank you for joining me for this New Year's Eve blessing. I'm so excited to watch it. I wanted to explain to you, for those of you that are maybe tuning in for the first time, what a blessing is all about. It is going to be an energy healing, and the blessing is where I will try to articulate to you as closely as I can a healing that I'm going to watch between Supreme Being and the sanctuary. The sanctuary is a space of energy that I keep at a certain vibration called sanctuary. And that's the space that I take you into if you're doing a session with me, or if you're having a class with me, or when I'm doing the healings, I do it within that energy vibration of the sanctuary. And so what we're going to do tonight is take a look at everybody who came to this healing in the sanctuary, and I'm going to be watching a direct blessing from Supreme Being. And I don't even know what the healing is going to be on tonight. So these are always really exciting for me, because it's as much of a mystery for me as to what's going to be worked on as it is for you. So what I'm going to be doing is watching that energy connection between Supreme Being and the sanctuary, and I will be reading clairvoyantly what I see going on an energy level, and I'll also be listening clairaudiently to any communication that I get, any energetic communication that I get. So I wanted to explain to you what that was and what we're going to be doing tonight, and I'm about ready to get started. I like to set the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Now, some of you might have noticed that I used the term divinity. I'm really using divinity and Supreme Being as interchangeable terms. So this healing I'll probably be talking about it in terms of Supreme Being. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and watch this communication start. The first energy I see being released from the blessing is this kind of a rusty coppery color, and it's really dry and brittle, and it's coming out of the aura. And it is the energy of it's a lot of what's been going on in our particular country. It's like an edginess, a sharpness. It's like a harsh cutting energy. And that's the very first energy that's being cleared out of the aura. A lot of hurry up, rush, rush, rush energy is being released. And this healing looks to me like it's really encompassing the whole year of 2020. And that's kind of what I was hoping it would be. So I'm also looking at a timeline light up. And there's a lot of unconscious energy on the timeline that's being grounded and released for everyone. And there's a lot of stuck energy on the timeline that's being addressed and being given a blessing to. Like March, April, May of this year, where everybody was finding out about the virus, and a lot of stuck energy in that time period on the timeline that's being given a blessing, and I'm watching it release. It's like I'm watching that timeline be brought up to a higher energy vibration, and a lot of white is coming off of it now. You know, the blessing is actually to peace, comfort, and caring. And so the energies that I see coming out are like almost the opposite. So I'm watching a lot of conflict come out, a lot of suffering and confusion. There's this expansion happening in the blessing right now. I can see it in the sanctuary where it's kind of like clearing out the energy within the sanctuary so there's more clarity. And how I see that affecting everyone is expanding your awareness of your own personal universe. You know, the bigger you can say hello to your universe, that was really an incorrect statement. Let me try this again. The more you can say hello to a big universe for yourself, you know, that's your information. So the more you'll recognize and use your awareness for yourself and your information, that's your power. And so the healing that I'm watching go on right now is expanding like the lateral space that everybody has of awareness so that you can be aware of things quite far out. There's two things going on right now. There is a healing going on for internal, it's cleaning out negative self-talk, but the healing is really about cleaning out the telepathic channels. That's the blessing. I'm hearing that people have forgotten amusement. And so the blessing is right now kind of focused on creating enough space where everybody can find their amusement again. And I'll tell you, it's almost like a wall of, looks like water, like a waterfall of energy coming out. There's a healing going on right now from the throat chakra to Supreme Being to clean out that communication line so that you can hear your higher wisdom. And part of the blessing is showing everyone a kind of an updated picture of how to keep gold in your crown chakra and where the gold runs in your energy channels. So I'm watching a very clear picture being shown of that to everyone in the sanctuary so they can match it. Excuse me. I'm getting information about how this year we've kind of fallen out of a certain level of communication with each other because of the social distancing, and how that's kind of chopped up certain relationships. And there's a blessing going on to that energy that's chopping up communication because of social distancing, and there's a healing going on there. This is nice. I'm watching a healing and a blessing go to completing cycles. And it's not just completing the cycle of the year, but the first thing that popped up was completing things in relationships. Since we were just looking at the communication, this blessing has to do with completing cycles in relationships. So that could mean the end of a relationship. It could also mean the end of a phase of a relationship and moving on to something new and better within the same relationship. There's a healing going on right now this is great, to your self-worth. And that healing is going on here in your heart chakra. And I see depression coming out as the energy is shifted to a higher energy vibration. There's a lot of space being created for you clairaudiently, to be able to hear energy better, and like I was saying, to be able to hear Supreme Being better and to listen to yourself. So that space is growing. There's a healing going on right now, or a blessing to the vibration of love and the release of hate. There's a blessing going on to the chakras right now, and a lot of kind of darker, heavier energy coming out of the lower 3 body chakras. And again, some of this is worry, kind of survival energies, desperation, worry, frustration. Oh, and problems. That's kind of like a theme for 2020 is the year of problems. So this is going to be good right now. I'm watching problems being released. Oh, there's a blessing being done right now to friendships. Yeah, and it's clearing a lot of like conflict out of friendships, conflict out of just your communication space. There's actually a very big blessing going on in the relationship space right now, and a really intense, beautiful peacock blue and emerald green are being used to clear that space. And what's being released is a lot of where other people try to tell you what to do. It's called conditioning or programming. So there's a lot of that of other people's ideas for you coming out of your space right now. Good. The energy's being collected up on the timeline from last year. We're at about October. I mean, from this year, excuse me. And I'm just kind of watching the energy get collected up and be brought into present time. We're almost there. There's a blessing going on right now to raising your ability to have things. As kind of a funny makeup word, call it havingness. And it really has to do with your ability to create and have whatever it is that you want. And there's a blessing going on to that space right now to help expand your ability to have whatever you want. And this ties in with your ability to recognize your own value. So there's some more work being done in the heart chakra again. And the reason it's being done in the heart chakra is because that is the spinning energy center that houses your information on self-affinity and your ability to like and love yourself. As I watch that healing going on in that heart chakra, there's a lot of jealousy and competition coming out. And those are not your energies. Those are foreign energies that have found their way into your heart chakra. okay, I'm actually have a couple of spaces that I'm going to request the blessing to. And the first space is a blessing to your prosperity. And I'll tell you what I see going on with that blessing. The first energy it's clearing is the energy of, I'll have it tomorrow, or I'll be prosperous tomorrow, or it will come to me tomorrow. It's always like not today, but the next day. So it's a bit out in future time, and that's being addressed. And what's being cleaned out is a space where people throw energy at you when you do something successful, or you have an accomplishment. This would be people that are stuck in their own creative process and might not know how to create something for themselves the way that you do, and they may throw energy at you. So that's the level of foreign energy that's being released right now. Other people's criticisms, judgments, competition towards your creations. I mean, really, think about it. Who wants to create something if you're going to have energy thrown at you, right? So this is a space that needs to be cleaned out continually. I asked for the healing to address the limits on prosperity. And the first energies I see are mothers and fathers' pictures of prosperity. So like the generation behind yours and what their pictures of prosperity were, and how irrelevant those pictures may be in present time because they represent prosperous things from, a long time ago. Sorry about that. This is great. I see a lot of ancestral limits coming out, pictures of having to work hard for prosperity, that it only comes from really hard work, really hard work. That's all being released. Good. All right, that blessing has ended. And the next blessing I'm going to request is on your wellness, your health. There's interestingly, there's a lot of what I would call hysteria coming out of the cells of the body. And that has to do with a lot of panic and fear from this year. So it's hysteria is being released. And the picture that I see is that the cells are being given a new picture, or let's call it a fresh, updated picture of what they're supposed to look like. And the healthy picture has a lot of color in it. Remember, I'm looking at it energetically. I'm not looking at an actual physiological cell. I'm looking at an energetic bubble. And so when they're healed, they have a lot of color and movement to them. And that's what I see the blessing doing right now, is cleaning out some of this brown energy in the cells. There's also some really heavy energy about not knowing how to move forward. And that energy is really affecting the body. It's a very heavy energy. Oh, that's good. The blessing that's being done for that has to do with clarity for your next steps. One of the things that's being done for the clarity for your next step is taking this film off of, like, you could say, like, off of your doorway for your future. Let's say you have a doorway, you're going to open it and move forward energetically for your future. There's this film over it right now, and the film has quite a lot of, I hate to use this word, but negative energy, in that it's very bleak. Like the picture is very dull and dim of what's possible. And that, how I see it, is like a wall of energy that's being released. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to ask for a blessing on your career, job space. And if you're getting ready to retire, a blessing for that too. There's, again, I'm watching confusion about what's going to happen in the future coming out of the job career space. And it's less about the actual job and more about the country and the world, less about what the actual job is and where the job is going. Oh, this is nice. The blessing that's being done right now has to do with your crown chakra and raising the energy of your crown chakra and helping you line up with other people that you need to either get the job that you want or be able to perform the best that you can at your job. And this healing has to do with raising your energy to a vibration of like congratulating yourself, validation. That's what the main healing is in your job and career space right now. And there's a nice fresh energy being brought into the job career space right now. And it's very multicolored and sparkling. And the last part of this healing is I'm going to ask Supreme Being to clean out the threshold doorway, the threshold of the doorway for everybody to step through into 2021. There is some like a navy blue energy being cleared out of the doorway. I'm getting a really interesting message as this healing is going on that the easiest way to slip through the threshold to 2021 has to do with clearing your pictures. I know you guys hear me say that a million times, but I'm actually hearing it from Supreme Being and watching it. And so you're getting a blessing on clearing, let's say, clearing the baggage from 2020, pictures that act as baggage to you. And a nice healing on regrets and disappointments is also going on as that energy is cleared for you to go through the doorway. And of course, I should have known this, there's a forgiveness healing that's happening. It's all about judgment, forgiving judgment. The doorway now is wide open, and on the other side is a really, really bright yellow gold energy. And to me, it just looks like open gold cosmos, where you can see, and it's almost like looking into the light of the sun. I'm going to ask Supreme Being to collect up your energy and get as much of it back in your body as you can. All right, that was really cool. Everybody got filled in with very colorful, sparkling energy. And what I saw is that you're all going to still be releasing energy and pictures for about 48 hours. And what that means is you just want to be really kind to yourself on New Year's Day and maybe take really good care of your body, eat good food, healthy food, drink lots of water, maybe get some exercise to help move all of the energy that just got rearranged in your aura tonight. So those would be my suggestions. If you've been in trance, you can fill yourself in with a gold sun and open your eyes and come on out of trance. Good to see you. And I just have a couple of announcements. This morning I sent out my January announcements for the events coming up. And in 5 days, I have a class coming up called the calendar class. Now, the calendar class is where you get a calendar that's pre-made and you show up to the calendar class and we take the first half hour of the class and we gather up our energy and we work through we collect up our energy and clear our karma from 2020. And we also learn a little bit about creating. And then we take the time to go through month by month on a calendar, drawing or writing words in and doing this visual display of how you want to set the energy for 2021. It's amazing how close you can get to the calendar that you make if you look back on it a year or 2 years later and see that you've actually accomplished all the things that you've written down on your calendar. So it's not just drawing the energy and colors, but there are also places to write goals. So it's a great way to say hello to the upcoming year and set the energy for it. So that's going to be Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. It's an hour and a half, and you'll have to bring your own crayons and sparklies, but we will provide the calendars. And so I look forward to seeing you in that. I have a couple of healings coming up. I have a question and answer event coming up, and we're doing a house healing special. And Christy's involved in that too. So we're doing remote house healings. You get a 2-person house healing team if you would like to have the ghosts and spirits removed from your home and the energy reset to how you would like to have it. So there's a lot of stuff that I sent out, and you can take a look at that. And I look forward to seeing you again in the new year. And thank you so much for joining me this New Year's Eve. Cheers to a beautiful 2021 with lots of love, prosperity, kindness, success, and joy in the body. To all of you, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for your support this year. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm having blackberry ginger beer. It's really good with some real blackberries in it. So I hope you'll all go and enjoy your New Year's Eve tonight. Thank you for joining me for this blessing, and I will see you all in 2021. I've got my eyes on you. Bye, you guys.